Hello, Mr. Carver. My name is Tim Husak. I'm here to talk to you about my industry research assignment. I decided to do mine on my industry that I'm going into, the film industry. I'm going to talk about four different topics that are affecting my industry right now. The first being getting started in horror. A lot of filmmakers choose to get started in the horror because it's an easy genre to get started in, meaning that it doesn't allow really a big budget, but it allows them to have all the creative influence that they want to in the world because it's their first film. The second bullet doesn't always require a large budget, but it does require them to have a sense of storytelling that they're going to need when they get on to do bigger budget films if they decide to do that. Number three, it requires more creativity with little to no interference. I say this because studio interference. I say this because typically on their first film, they're not going to be supported by a big studio. It's going to be them with a few friends and a camera and maybe some actors. But with the last bullet, I'll explain it fully. Develop it'll allow them to develop the filmmaking techniques that they're going to need for the real world should they choose to stay in this world, meaning that they'll develop techniques with their camera on on camera and behind the camera. They'll develop writing techniques that'll make them better storytellers, and they'll develop ways to get the performances that they'll need out of their actors. The second that I'd like to talk about is film franchise fatigue. This is when certain franchises have so many films in their catalog that audiences get tired of seeing them. First reason is that indie films they don't make money in theaters, and for most of the time, the studios won't give people the money to market their films the right way. Number two, familiarity is the safest bet. When you're a producer, you want to rely on a film to make you money. The best way to make money is to produce these big budget films. This is the reason why we have so many, because they do make money and people will see them. The third being, there is no more creativity in Hollywood. Now, this isn't true. I just saw a film a couple of weeks ago called The Nice Guys. It's really the most creative film that I've actually seen in a while, and unlike the new Captain America that was released 2 weeks before it didn't make a lot of money, which this actually is going to start to scare people in the Hollywood industry, or in the film industry in Hollywood. The next topic that I would like to talk about is women in film. Women are having a hard time trying to get roles because studios are really relying on men to lead these films. Um, it's been within the past couple of years that women are really starting to speak out against this topic that has been coming to fruition. They're starting to get more power. They're starting to get more angry about this. The second bullet is women receiving lackluster roles. When women are usually, when they're getting cast in the roles of the cheerleader or the school teacher, or not really juicy roles. And when they get above the age of 50 or so on, they're starting to be resided in the roles of the grandmother, the school counselor, the principal, and I've heard a lot of women get really angry because of that. The third bullet is inequality in pay for actresses. This has been a really big topic. Jennifer Lawrence just wrote an entire essay about this, which divulged that women were not getting the same equal pay as men in the industry, and that's something that's really got to change in our industry. I would love to fight for that if I ever get the chance and the opportunity to, because they do deserve the same equal pay that other people get. The fourth topic that I would like to talk about is issues concerning film crews. Now, this is something that's really big because the first thing is safety. Just 2 years ago, we had an incident on the set of a movie called Midnight Rider, where the main actor was supposed to. He was on the crew was out on a train track filming this set, and they had the actor. He was supposed to be on a bed on the railway track, and the crew, the producers and the director decided to ignore the rules of the safety guards that had told them not to film that morning. So they went out, and a train came, and most of the film crew reluctantly got away. But when the train came, it hit a bed, and it swiped and hit a camera girl in the head, and permanently killed her on the scene. So yeah, that's safety is something that it's not just that's not the only incident. There are a ton of incidences like in the 80s with the Twilight Zone that people just need to really understand that the most important thing is keeping the crew and the cast safe at all times. The second is shooting locations. During the filming of the film The Revenant last year, they had to move they had to move the entire set to three different continents because there were issues surrounding all three countries where climate change was really affecting the set, and the crews were not really prepared for those for all of that. So shooting locations have to be taken into context, and people should really start. And well, it's really the production design team that really has to start looking for the right appropriate ways for the director and his team or for the right and appropriate shooting locations for the director to film on his sets. The third bullet is pay. It's not just with actresses; it's with all film crews. Different film crews are being paid different ways, and if you're in a different group like the DGA or the PGA, you get paid a different way. But that's not that can't be said for the electricians or the lighting techs or even people that are in post production. It just doesn't delegate to crews on set. It's also crews off set. And the last bullet is gender and sex equality. I'm saying this because I put this because different jobs are being delegated to different people, either regarding men or women. It seems like men are getting most of the jobs, where females are just regulated to assistant secretary type jobs. And I know a lot of women that want to really make themselves known, and they want to get themselves out into the world and show people that they can do the things that men can do on film sets. These were the four topics that I wanted to cover, that I wanted to talk to you about, and that is the end of my presentation, sir. Here are my references. I hope you have a wonderful night or day.